The Regent International Center in Hangzhou is a massive 300,000 square meter hub symbolizing China's live streaming industry. At its peak, nearly 20,000 influencers lived and worked here, generating an economic output rivaling entire countries. For many, this was the industry's launchpad. But during the 2025 Double 11 shopping event, the building feels eerily quiet. Prime rents of 50 yuan per square meter once earned landlords 90,000 yuan annually for a single unit. Today, those units rent for just over 2,000 yuan, yet 147 out of 180 remain vacant. Top firm Shenzhen Group even abandoned Hangzhou in April, moving hundreds of employees back to Guangzhou and leaving their highway center building empty. Even the Starbucks downstairs closed down. Hong Kong tycoon
Another high-profile
Tiffany Chen
move, Hong Kong
vacated
business
the Smart Gate
tycoon
building
Tiffany
in
Chen
Binjiang,
also
writing
vacated the
off
office
significant
building.
investments. Meanwhile, top streamer Crazy Little Yang also fled Hangzhou's Bodhi Center. Hangzhou's office vacancy rate hit a record 27.7% in Q2. The city is witnessing a massive influencer retreat. The 2012 boom, where Li Jockey hit 21.5 billion yuan in pre-sales, is now ancient history. Via once bought a 35 million yen mansion here, aiming for the top. But the gold rush is over. With products getting cheaper and traffic declining, influencer incomes have crashed significantly. Merchants are trapped by huge inventories and sky-high returns. A flood of fresh grads working for lower wages has intensified competition, and June's new e-commerce tax dealt the final blow to this year's Double 11. If I didn't tell you it was November 11th, you wouldn't know. There are 0 orders for us drivers. I walked the snack street and it's empty. Where is everyone? Even with JD forcing drivers online, it's dead. Is JD really swamped? Because we have nothing. Aside from the lunch rush, I've been staring at a blank screen. I'm actually shocked when an order comes through. Is this really the busy season? It feels completely dried up. It's 1:30 p.m. and I'm done. Drivers say waking up at 4:30 a.m. isn't worth it anymore. My volume is flat. I only had 160 orders today, which is actually fewer than yesterday's 180. This year's Double 11 was a total bust. Once the barometer of China's consumer power, the festival has lost its appeal. Influencers saw no sales spike, and businesses that stocked up are facing a harsh reality. The economy is struggling. Constant price wars have erased profit margins, making real promotions impossible. Businesses now fake discounts by inflating original prices, a trick consumers easily see through. The excitement is dead. Baidu searches for the event have dropped for 6 years, plummeting 60% in 2025. For me, it was just another day. Same order count, just an earlier wake-up call. I worked early shifts, but only managed 3 orders in an hour, earning 7.26 yuan. That won't even buy a bowl of soup. It wasn't worth the effort. I didn't buy anything this year. Spending has definitely downgraded. On November 12th, a BBC report confirmed this fatigue, interviewing consumers in Shanghai who ignored the promotions. The all-night shopping frenzy has been replaced by indifference, with people calling the discounts fake. In the past, people endured complex rules to save money. Now, they buy only what they need, abandoning the fantasy of big sales. They refuse to place orders just because something looks cheap. With economic pressure rising, shoppers are realistic. Slower income growth, job insecurity, and falling home prices have shrunk household wealth, killing purchasing power. Negative equity creates massive strain. Home values drop while mortgages stay high. With disposable income down, old shopping habits are gone. Even the younger generation has shifted from active consumption to simply lowering their desires. They are accepting reality. How can a grad with a 3,000 yuan salary support a shopping festival? Tellingly, major platforms like Taobao, JD, and Douyin refused to disclose sales data this year, claiming they want to avoid comparisons. But historically, they loudly promote strong figures. This silence suggests a total letdown. In my 20 years, I've never seen such emptiness across the 37 participating platforms. The chill was real. Vloggers claim 1.7 trillion yuan in sales, a 14.2% jump, but the event ran a week longer than last year. Adjusted for time, growth was actually lower than 2022's 13.7%. JD claimed record volume, but they launched on October 9th. Stretching the campaign over a month diluted the excitement and killed the midnight rush urgency. Tmall hid figures, and others shared only partial data. Worse, merchant fees rose 30%, while refunds hit 10%. Sales might look high, but profits are flat, with many selling at a loss. Back in 2021, Tmall hit 540 billion without month-long promos. Now, with instant delivery from JD and Meituan becoming standard, the urge to stockpile during sales has vanished. This isn't just about consumer attitudes. Sales figures aren't isolated concepts. China's economy in 2025 is like a ship rocking in a storm, stable on the surface but cracking underneath. Behind the declining stats and influencer exodus are manufacturers struggling to survive this economic winter. They are teetering on the brink. If Hangzhou is the face of e-commerce, Shenzhen is the backbone. It once housed the nation's most complete manufacturing system, fastest supply chains, and densest concentration of tech innovation. It was the operating system of the e-commerce world. But today, Shenzhen is transforming. Industrial parks that once had waiting lists are now sitting vacant or up for lease. Sublet signs line the streets as young dreamers flee. The city grapples with labor shortages and rising unemployment. In Q1 2025, resumes sent in Shenzhen surged by 87%, and new jobless registrations skyrocketed. This is a Tier 1 city, yet stores are empty and offices sit vacant. Big companies are cutting salaries and laying off staff. Those who stay must shoulder the workload of 3 people. With parents and kids to support, many are stuck with no way out. They turn to saturated jobs like ride-hailing and food delivery, but competition there is now fierce. Many unemployed chose these gig jobs as a stopgap, but in high-cost Shenzhen, ordinary wages barely cover survival, let alone tutoring, clothes, or toys for their children. It feels like hard work no longer pays off. Shenzhen's 4 decades of growth via manufacturing, trade, and demographic dividends have hit a wall. With global supply chains restructuring and costs rising, the factory era is ending. Small manufacturers are relocating, and the industrial chains that supported these parks are breaking apart. Labor is scarce, and profits are shrinking. Since January, things have gotten weird. First, jobs are harder to find. Second, people pretend to travel but are actually sleeping in hotels while job hunting. Third, you rarely see pregnant women. Fourth, even street vendors are struggling. Fifth, stores with no transfer fees still can't find tenants. Sixth, the housing market is dead. The rich are saving, not spending. Seventh, young people are opting out of work, marriage, and homeownership. Foreclosures and bad assets are rising. More people are drowning in credit card debt and loans. The market situation is becoming critical. Why is this still happening post-pandemic? How long can people hold on? Look beyond the traffic jams, and the reality of Shenzhen is much harsher. With average wages at 6,000 yuan, but mortgages over 10,000, people are drowning. Big firms are cutting staff, small businesses are bankrupt, and street shops are struggling to pay rent. Only a handful make real profits. Office workers survive by shifting credit card debt just to maintain their scores. life in Shenzhen has become about simply hanging on. Official stats claim 300,000 yuan incomes, but average debt is likely just as high. The Double 11 slump isn't the end. It reflects China's broader economic decline. From Shenzhen's manufacturing fall to the influencer exodus, this is a structural recession. The digital economy bubble has collapsed, shattering the myth of the world's factory. This cold wave froze Double 11. Combined with the property crash, aging population, and weak demand, China is heading toward an inevitable economic tipping point.